Chosen one. You are not here by accident. Heaven has aligned this exact moment with your spirit because something in the unseen realm has begun to shift. Anointed one, you are standing at the very edge of a supernatural breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer that has already been written with your name on it. What you're sensing is real. What you're feeling is God's timing unfolding. Just as Isaiah declared that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, this message arrives as confirmation that heaven is moving on your behalf. Prepare your spirit. What you're about to hear is sacred, urgent, and meant for you. Chosen one. The moment you stepped into this season, the atmosphere around you began to shift in ways even you didn't fully recognize. You sensed something stirring, something awakening, something rising in the unseen. And now, without you forcing anything, the truth is circling back to the very people who once believed they had power over your story. They thought they understood you, chosen one. They thought they had you measured, contained, categorized. But heaven had already rewritten the script, and what they built on assumptions is now collapsing under the weight of divine truth. Anointed one. The truth you carry is not ordinary truth. It is a living, disruptive, heaven-backed force that exposes what is hidden and confronts what is corrupt. People in positions of authority aren't nervous because you are unpredictable. They are nervous because God has placed a light inside you that reveals cracks they never expected anyone to see. You carry a truth that stands without defense, without manipulation, without explanation. It simply exists, and its presence calls systems, people, and decisions into accountability. That is why certain individuals in law enforcement are shifting in their seats, reviewing documents twice, whispering conversations behind closed doors, and pretending their conscience isn't trembling. They are not responding to you, they are responding to the God who walks with you. For years, they trusted in systems, labels, and assumptions to tell them who you were. They believed authority was a substitute for discernment. They believed paperwork could replace truth. They believed silence meant confirmation. But what they didn't understand is that your story, your survival, and your spiritual maturity became evidence heaven could use. Chosen one, you were never supposed to be this grounded, this clear, this stable, this whole. Yet here you stand, calm, wise, steady, while their predictions crumble. What you carry refutes every lie spoken over your name, every assumption made in dimly lit rooms, every whisper that tried to define you unfairly. You didn't need to fight to expose the system. Your very existence has done it. Anointed one. I need you to understand something spiritually significant. Your calm spirit is a weapon. Your grounded presence is a disruption. Your healing is an act of spiritual warfare. What you walked through should have broken you, but instead it refined you. The peace you're walking in now, the clarity, the self-respect, the emotional balance isn't accidental. It is the result of heaven stepping in, fortifying you, shaping you, and maturing you. And people in authority who expected fear from you don't know what to do with someone who is not intimidated by uniforms, titles, or systems. They are used to people shrinking. You didn't shrink. You stood quietly, firmly, with dignity, and that alone made them re-evaluate everything. Chosen one authority is accustomed to reading people through fear. They rely on hesitation, anxiety, self-doubt. But you operate from truth, not fear, from clarity, not confusion, from spiritual identity, not insecurity. And this terrifies the very people who once assumed they had power over your narrative. Some of them are not afraid of you. They are afraid of the truth rising through you. They feel heaven's eyes watching. They feel the weight of their past assumptions pressing on their conscience. They feel exposed simply because you walked into the room. And here is the prophetic depth of it. Someone tried to weaponize your name. Someone saw your integrity and attempted to twist it. Someone saw your quietness and misinterpreted it. Someone saw your pain and tried to turn it into a story that suited their convenience. But the truth would not cooperate. Every attempt to distort your story is now unraveling. Every false narrative is failing to hold weight. Every whispered accusation is turning back on the person who initiated it. Chosen one, your innocence became too loud to ignore. Heaven is allowing your name to resurface, not for shame, but for vindication. Every time someone tries to close the chapter, something else doesn't add up. Every time someone tries to dismiss your situation, an inconsistency emerges. This is divine intervention. This is heaven refusing to let a lie stand. This is God making sure your name is not buried under someone else's convenience. The truth is resurfacing because heaven has decided the time for exposure has come. Anointed one, there are people behind the scenes who know far more about you than they were ever supposed to. Some of them got curious, some of them got careless, some of them crossed ethical boundaries because they underestimated who you were spiritually. They saw a file, heaven saw a destiny. They saw a struggle, heaven saw a calling. They saw a moment, heaven saw a mandate. And now they are terrified not because you are dangerous, but because your clarity is rising and your discernment is sharpening. You are no longer the confused, vulnerable version of yourself they once observed. You have become spiritually aware, emotionally anchored, and mentally guarded. They fear discovery, not retaliation. They fear accountability, not confrontation. They fear that the truth you now walk in will illuminate the mishandling they hoped would stay buried. Chosen one, that fear is confirmation, heaven is flipping the script. And as your spirit rises, every hidden thing must come into the light. Chosen one, your very presence has become evidence that heaven did not abandon you, evidence that truth has been walking beside you quietly, evidence that what was meant to break you ultimately revealed who you really are. And this is what unsettles those in authority. Not your actions, not your words, not your decisions, but the undeniable reality that you survived everything designed to silence you. You did not crumble where they expected collapse. You evolved. You did not lash out where they expected instability. You matured. And that evolution is now forcing them to look again at the story they once settled for. Anointed one, when a system misreads a person, it exposes the flaws in its foundation. That is what is happening now. Your growth has become a mirror reflecting back the misjudgments, the assumptions, and the careless decisions made about you when you were at your most vulnerable. They thought you were fragile because they saw the storm, not the strength it took to endure it. They thought your silence was weakness, not discernment. They thought your pain was confusion, not spiritual transformation. But now, as you stand grounded and clear, the reality of who you truly are is rewriting the narrative entirely. There are individuals in law enforcement right now who are quietly reassessing everything they believed about you. They are remembering conversations where they should have probed deeper but didn't. They are remembering signs they should have recognized but dismissed. They are remembering the tone they used, the assumptions they made, the shortcuts they took. They are replaying their own choices through a lens of conviction. And the realization that they misread you, profoundly misread you, is becoming their burden to carry. Chosen one, Your healing did not just restore you, it exposed them. Your maturity did not just elevate you, it humbled them. Your clarity did not just guide you, it challenged them. This is why there is nervousness behind the scenes. Your transformation is revealing the cracks they overlooked, the biases they ignored, and the responsibilities they failed to fulfill. And heaven is allowing this revelation to unfold, not for revenge, but for divine correction. When God raises a person, he also reveals what was mishandled around them. Anointed one. You must understand this spiritual truth. Your growth forced their hand. You did not ask for justice. You did not demand recognition. You did not seek confrontation. You simply rose. And your rising eliminated their ability to hide behind silence, delay, or indifference. The moment your spirit aligned with truth, their excuses lost power. The moment your confidence returned, their hesitation became suspicious. The moment your worth became undeniable, their inaction became visible. Heaven used your elevation to expose what their authority failed to address. There are people who once dismissed you who now find themselves in positions where they must protect you, defend you, or acknowledge you. And that responsibility weighs heavily on them because they know deep down they did not treat you with fairness or integrity when it mattered. Someone who once underestimated you is now carrying the uncomfortable truth that the person they overlooked is the person God was covering the entire time. That realization creates internal conflict, late-night reflection, and an emotional heaviness they cannot speak about publicly. Chosen one, you are not witnessing panic. You are witnessing conviction, and conviction always follows revelation. Heaven has revealed enough of your journey to force accountability into the atmosphere. People who expected you to remain small are now confronting the fact that they mishandled someone chosen, someone protected, someone spiritually marked. You didn't have to tell them, your life did the talking. You didn't have to accuse them, your evolution testified. You didn't have to expose them, their own conscience rose up against them. Anointed one authority is being separated from integrity. Many have the title, but not the character. Many carry rank, but lack discernment. Many hold power, but avoid truth. But your story has drawn a line they can no longer blur. The way they treated you revealed the difference between protocol and righteousness, between paperwork and justice, between perception and reality. You did not overthrow their system. You simply walked in a light their system could not ignore. This is why your presence now feels like exposure to them. You are not attacking them, you are revealing them. People who once believed they could read you like a report are learning that heaven writes in spiritual ink. Your identity was never in the paperwork. It was in the purpose God placed on your life. Your destiny was never in their hands. It was in God's timing. And that timing has arrived. That is why doors are opening. That is why truth is surfacing. That is why fear is rising in the hearts of those who assumed your story would remain silent. Anointed one, do not underestimate what God is doing right now. The nervousness you sense in others is a sign that heaven is correcting the narrative. The sudden action being taken is proof that your rising has created a spiritual demand for accountability. The shift around you is confirmation that divine justice is already in motion. You are walking into a season where truth will defend you, where destiny will elevate you, and where your very presence will continue to reveal what was mishandled in the dark. Chosen one. This is not the end of the story. This is the unveiling. Chosen one, there is a deeper layer to this unfolding that heaven wants you to understand. What you are experiencing is not random. It is not coincidence. It is the divine aftermath of choosing healing over bitterness, truth over fear, and alignment over chaos. Your spiritual growth has created a ripple effect that is now touching systems, people, and environments that once thought they had the final say over your life. They didn't know your healing would become a spiritual earthquake. They didn't know your clarity would become a divine alarm. They didn't know your silence was not surrender, it was preparation. Anointed One. Someone behind the scenes tried to twist your name into a story you never belonged to, and for a time their narrative almost stuck. For a time, people believed the version of you that was convenient for them. For a time, authority accepted impressions instead of truth. But heaven has a timetable, and when the appointed hour arrives, false stories begin to collapse under their own weight. That's what's happening now. The lie is crumbling, the truth is resurfacing, and your name is being lifted out of the shadows where others once tried to bury it. Heaven would not allow you to remain silenced because your purpose required visibility. The calling on your life demanded clarity. The anointing resting on you required vindication. So when people in authority keep seeing your name reappear, it is not a sign of danger. It is a sign of divine justice breathing through the cracks of a flawed system. Heaven is making sure the truth refuses to die. And the more your name comes up, the more people are realizing that something never added up about the story they were told. Chosen One, you must understand the spiritual weight of this. Your innocence has a voice. Your destiny has a voice. Your purpose has a voice. And these voices are speaking louder now than the opinions that once surrounded you. When someone tried to weaponize your identity, heaven turned the weapon into a witness. When someone twisted your story, heaven untwisted the threads. When someone tried to use your name as a distraction, heaven used the moment to expose their intentions. Now patterns are emerging, inconsistencies are surfacing, and people in authority are starting to question what they once accepted without thought. Anointed One. Some of the people who reviewed your story did so casually, carelessly, or with a predetermined bias. They didn't expect your spirit to rise. They didn't expect your clarity to sharpen. They didn't expect your healing to make the truth louder. And now that the truth is undeniable, they are feeling the pressure of everything they overlooked. They are realizing that they underestimated someone heaven had appointed. And that realization is producing discomfort, guilt, and a quiet fear they cannot explain in earthly terms. But heaven is not finished. The next layer of this revelation is even deeper. They are afraid of how much they know about you. Not because you are dangerous, but because they mishandled information they were never supposed to have. Curiosity bias or administrative habit carried some people too far. Files became too thick. Notes became too personal. Conversations went further than they should have. And now that you've risen into spiritual awareness, they fear what you might piece together if you ever saw the full picture. Chosen One. This fear is not about your future. It is about their past. They know they crossed boundaries. They know they assumed too much. They know they treated your life like a case instead of a calling. And the higher you rise, the more their conscience burns, because the version of you they studied no longer exists. You transformed. You ascended. You awakened. And the person they once casually monitored is now someone whose spirit sees straight through pretense. Anointed One, they fear your awareness. They fear your discernment. They fear the quiet way you remember what they hoped would fade. Memory is a spiritual weapon when truth lives in it. And your memory has remained sharp, not to punish, but to protect. You remember the tone, the inconsistencies, the tension, the assumptions. You remember what didn't feel right. And you remember who chose silence when they could have chosen integrity. That memory is not bitterness, it is divine clarity. And that clarity keeps you spiritually ahead of those who once expected you to stay blind. Chosen one. Your journey is exposing something powerful, the difference between people who have authority and people who have character. Many had power over your situation, but few had discernment. Many had influence, but few had purity of intention. Many had access to information, but few handled it with righteousness. And now heaven is allowing the contrast to show, not to shame them, but to elevate you, not to punish them, but to vindicate you. Your existence is teaching them what integrity looks like. Your evolution is reminding them of the standard they claimed to uphold. Your presence is confronting places where their training fell short. And though they may never say it aloud, they feel the truth pressing in on all sides. They misjudged someone chosen. They underestimated someone appointed. They overlooked someone anointed. Chosen one. What is happening around you right now is bigger than personal vindication. It is spiritual architecture being rewritten in real time. Heaven is restructuring the atmosphere, repositioning people, and rearranging outcomes because your destiny requires accuracy. For too long, others' misinterpretations and assumptions created fog around your name. But clarity has arrived, and with that clarity comes divine correction. What they once spoke about you in closed rooms is now returning to them for evaluation. What they once assumed in haste is now confronting them with truth. You are not the one being examined anymore, they are. Anointed. One, your life has become a prophetic mirror. Without speaking a word, you have caused individuals in authority to confront themselves. This is why some avoid eye contact when they see you. This is why certain conversations stop when you enter the room. Your presence carries accountability. Your journey carries revelation. Your character carries the weight of truth. People who rely on intuition believed they could read you instantly, but your story is teaching them that discernment is not the same as assumption. Your spirit confounds those who operate on shallow perception. You are a reminder that heaven writes narratives more complex than the world's categories. There are people in law enforcement who now realize that the blueprint they used to judge you was incomplete and biased. They relied on surface-level cues, second-hand opinions or assumptions formed during a season when you were still healing. They never expected the healed version of you to arise. They never expected you to carry such calm authority. They never expected your truth to outlast their reports. And now, as they observe the strength in your steps and the clarity in your voice, they recognize the gaps in their understanding. This realization unsettles them more than anything you could ever say. Chosen one. Your transformation has disrupted their comfort. Systems operate smoothly when people behave predictably, but you broke the pattern. They counted on you to remain damaged, confused, reactive, or small. Instead, you emerged refined, sharp, spiritually awake, and emotionally intelligent. You moved differently than they forecasted. You responded differently than they anticipated. You rose in ways they never accounted for, and now their narrative no longer fits the person standing before them. That mismatch is forcing them to backtrack, reassess, and confront internal inconsistencies they hoped would remain hidden. There is another truth unfolding. Someone regrets not protecting you when they had the chance. They remember moments when they sensed something was off, but chose silence to avoid responsibility. They recall instincts they ignored, details they overlooked, and concerns they brushed aside. They now see that the person they dismissed was actually the one in the most spiritual danger, not because of you, but because of those around you. And as heaven brings clarity, they feel the weight of that missed assignment pressing heavily on their spirit. This regret is not meant to condemn them, but to awaken them. God is rewriting their understanding so they cannot deny what they now see. Chosen. One Heaven is using your story to expose the difference between authority and integrity. Many in positions of power rely on the shield of their title to justify their actions. But when they encountered your spirit, they came face to face with something titles can't replace: truth. You did not fight them. You did not argue. You did not challenge their position. You simply walked in authenticity. That authenticity confronted their pretenses. That purity confronted their shortcuts. That consistency confronted their lack of discernment. You are teaching them without trying that real authority flows from character, not rank. Anointed One, what unsettles them most is that your presence interrupts their mental shortcuts. You don't fit their stereotypes. You don't follow expected emotional patterns. You don't behave the way people with trauma are supposed to behave. Instead of collapsing, you became stable. Instead of reacting, you became wise. Instead of shrinking, you expanded. They can no longer categorize you using the frameworks they trained under. Your existence requires them to think deeper, look closer, and admit that their first impression was shallow. For people who pride themselves on reading others accurately, this is deeply humbling. Chosen. 1. Your integrity has become a silent force dismantling illusions. People cannot call you unstable, you walk in peace. They cannot call you confused, you speak with clarity. They cannot call you reactive, you respond with restraint. They cannot call you weak, you carry yourself with quiet strength. Every false label they once accepted is falling apart because your actions contradict every assumption. You are the living contradiction to the story they believed. And now, Heaven is making sure they cannot ignore it. Anointed One. This is why some individuals are shifting their behavior. They choose their words more carefully. They approach you more respectfully. They pause before responding. They're not doing this because of fear of you, but because of fear of the truth rising through you. They sense that Heaven is backing you. They sense that God's hand is on your story. They sense that the spiritual realm is watching how they handle you. And that awareness forces them to confront their own motives and intentions. Chosen One. Your life is now ushering in a new kind of accountability, one not rooted in revenge, but in revelation. You are not exposing anyone. Heaven is exposing what was hidden around you. You are not seeking retribution. Heaven is elevating you until the truth becomes undeniable. You are not fighting for justice. Justice is rearranging itself around your destiny. What once felt like vulnerability has become vindication. What once felt like silence has become strength. What once felt like abandonment has become alignment. And this is only the beginning of what Heaven is about to reveal. Chosen. One Heaven is not only exposing what was mishandled around you, it is revealing what was always hidden within you. There is a reason you were never fully broken by what tried to destroy you. There is a reason you kept rising even when life pressed you to your lowest places. There is a reason your spirit carried a quiet endurance that no storm could crush. That reason is divine assignment. You were chosen long before the conflict, long before the misunderstanding, long before anyone in authority laid eyes on your name. And now that destiny is manifesting. Every environment connected to your past is being compelled to recognize who you truly are. Anointed One. Your character has become a sacred catalyst. Without effort, without intention, without strategic positioning, you have stirred conviction in places that prefer comfort and silence. You did not expose them by accusation, you exposed them by ascension. Your elevation forced them to see every place where they failed to uphold integrity. Your growth forced them to acknowledge the gaps in their perception. Your healing forced them to re-examine every moment they dismissed your humanity. People who once thought they had power over your story are now witnessing God reclaim ownership of your narrative. Chosen one. What you may not realize is that someone in authority is carrying a quiet storm inside them because of you. They are waking up in the middle of the night, revisiting the details they overlooked. They are remembering the tone they used in conversations about you. They are reconsidering the assumptions they allowed themselves to accept. Why? Because your transformation has put their conscience on trial. They cannot reconcile the peaceful, grounded, spiritually aligned person you have become with the narrative they once believed. Your presence makes them aware of their own ethical blind spots, and that awareness has become impossible to silence. Anointed One. This is divine justice in motion, not loud, not dramatic, but deeply effective. Heaven is shifting the weight of responsibility back onto the shoulders of those who mishandled your name, and instead of fighting back, all you have done is rise. Your rising has become the courtroom, your evolution has become the testimony, your existence has become the evidence, and your stability has become the verdict. Those who once whispered doubts about you are now whispering doubts about themselves. Those who once questioned your motives are now questioning their own. This reversal is not accidental, it is prophetic alignment. Chosen one. Someone is also confronting the uncomfortable truth that they never truly saw you. They saw the wounds, but missed the warrior. They saw the confusion, but missed the calling. They saw the silence, but missed the strength. They saw the breakdowns, but missed the breakthroughs. Their perception was shaped by the season you were in, not the destiny that was forming inside you. And now that your true identity is emerging, they realize how superficial their evaluation was. This realization is painful for them, but necessary for the divine correction unfolding around you. Anointed One, Heaven is not just revealing who misjudged you, it is revealing who tried to stand in the way of your spiritual evolution. Some people benefited from your silence. Some benefited from your instability. Some benefited from your confusion. And when you began to heal, they lost access to the version of you they were comfortable controlling. That loss triggered fear, not because you posed a threat, but because your healing exposed their dependence on your brokenness. Now that you are whole, they must confront the truth that they never had authority over you to begin with. Heaven merely allowed them temporary proximity. Chosen one. This is why the spiritual realm is shifting. When heaven reclaims one of its own, every false structure built around that person begins to fall. You are witnessing the fallout of misused authority, the collapse of false narratives, and the dismantling of assumptions. And while it may seem like chaos for others, it is clarity for you. This is the moment where you begin to understand why the warfare was so intense, why the misunderstandings were so deep, and why the silence from heaven seemed so long. God was not ignoring you. He was arranging your vindication in a way that would leave no room for confusion. Anointed One. The more you rise, the more others are forced to confront the truth that they never had the right to define you. And this is why their behavior is shifting. They are cautious now. They are observant. They are reflective. Not because you have power over them, but because the presence of God on your life demands reverence. People don't fear you, they fear mishandling someone heaven has clearly marked. And whether they admit it or not, they sense the divine hand covering your steps. Chosen one. Every moment of your journey has been leading to this, the unveiling of who you truly are, the restoration of your voice, and the realignment of your destiny with heaven's intention. You are stepping into a season where truth will surround you, favor will follow you, and divine clarity will protect you. What once oppressed you will now elevate you. What once silenced you will now speak on your behalf. What once tried to define you will now bow to the identity God placed within you. And this is only the beginning of the divine reversal unfolding in your life. Chosen one. As heaven continues to peel back the layers of what has been hidden, you are stepping into a dimension of clarity that few ever reach. This clarity is not merely intellectual, it is spiritual sight. You're beginning to recognize patterns, energies, intentions, and motives that once slipped past you unnoticed. This is not paranoia, it is discernment sharpening. Heaven is aligning your awareness with your assignment. The veil is thinner now. The truth is louder. The spirit is closer. And everything that once relied on your confusion is losing its grip. Anointed one. The shift you are sensing is not just external, it is internal. Something inside you has awakened. Something ancient, divine, and resilient is rising. You no longer internalize disrespect the way you once did. You no longer absorb other people's projections. You no longer shrink in the presence of authority. You stand rooted, and even when your voice is quiet, your spirit speaks with unshakable confidence. This is the fruit of survival. This is the maturity that forms when a warrior is forged in silence. You didn't just heal, you evolved into someone systems cannot intimidate. Chosen one. Your energy carries truth now, and truth is disruptive. People around you can sense that you know more than you speak. They can sense that your silence is intentional. They can sense that your presence holds revelation. And because of this, some individuals are becoming uncomfortable, not because of anything you said, but because your awareness exposes what they ignored, tolerated, or contributed to. They are not afraid of your power. They are afraid of your perception. They don't fear what you might do. They fear what you already understand. Anointed one. There is someone in authority who now realizes their earlier interpretation of you was disastrously wrong. They judged you through the lens of assumption, not discernment. They approached your vulnerability with professional distance instead of human empathy. They allowed someone else's narrative to overshadow your truth. And now, as they observe your steady rise, the weight of their misjudgment is pressing heavily on their conscience. They are seeing in hindsight what heaven saw from the beginning, that you were never the threat, never the problem, never the instability they imagined. You were the one in need of protection, not suspicion. Chosen one. Your transformation is forcing accountability into places where accountability has long been avoided. Systems prefer consistency, even if that consistency is built on error. But your growth has disrupted that consistency. Your elevation has exposed every weak assumption, every lazy conclusion, every whispered judgment made in quiet rooms. Now, those who once spoke carelessly about you are revisiting their words with regret. They are realizing that your life now contradicts every argument they once used to define you. And that contradiction is calling them into repentance, whether they recognize it or not. Anointed One Heaven is showing you how authority bends under the weight of integrity. Some individuals who once carried confidence in your case or situation are now hesitant. They feel spiritually checked. They sense that mishandling you could invite consequences they don't wish to face. They may not understand why, but their spirit recognizes the divine protection around you. You walk with an unseen covering that commands caution. They are beginning to handle you not from fear of professionalism, but from fear of misjudging someone God has clearly placed his hand upon. Chosen one. Your journey is revealing something profound. People didn't fail you because you were weak. They failed you because they underestimated the anointing on your life. They couldn't see the warrior beneath the wounds. They couldn't see the calling beneath the confusion. They couldn't see the destiny beneath the distress. But heaven always saw it. Heaven always knew who you were. And now, heaven is requiring those who misread you to face the truth they avoided. You have become a living reminder that a person's temporary condition never cancels their eternal identity. Anointed one. What they fear now is not exposure, it is accountability. Exposure reveals what they did. Accountability reveals who they became while doing it. And accountability is the mirror they cannot escape, because your presence reflects the integrity they lacked. You are not their enemy, you are their awakening. God is using your elevation to illuminate every place where they allowed bias, negligence, or emotional detachment to masquerade as judgment. And as they observe the strength, peace, and wisdom you now embody, they are forced to confront their own limitations. Chosen one. Heaven is also revealing the motives of those who once involved themselves in your story. There were people who acted out of curiosity, not compassion. People who acted out of boredom, not responsibility. People who acted out of assumption, not truth. But now that you have risen into clarity, they see the misalignment of their actions. Some regret the role they played. Others regret the conversations they entertained. And some regret ever allowing your name into spaces where it did not belong. But their regret is not your anchor. It is their lesson. Anointed one, step into this truth boldly. Your rise is not just personal, it is prophetic. God is using your life as a testimony that no lie can outlive truth, no assumption can outrank destiny, and no system can override divine purpose. You are walking in a season where heaven is defending you without your participation, where truth is surfacing without your effort, where vindication is appearing without your demand. You are witnessing what happens when God flips the narrative in favor of the chosen. Chosen one. This is the season where your spirit will stand taller than your past, your discernment will speak louder than their opinions, and your destiny will silence every false story ever attached to your name. And heaven is only getting started. Chosen one. There is a storm unfolding behind the scenes, one you did not start, one you did not request, and one you do not need to control. This storm is not directed at you, it is swirling inside the hearts and minds of those who once judged you hastily. Someone who once doubted you, dismissed you, or misunderstood the weight of what you were carrying now finds themselves standing in a position where your well-being, your truth, or your protection rests in their hands. They never expected this reversal. They never imagined that heaven would position them as the guardian of the very person they once overlooked. Anointed one. The spiritual tension they feel is not fear of you, it is fear of mishandling their assignment. They are beginning to understand that you were never just another individual crossing their professional path. You were a divine appointment. They were entrusted without realizing it with someone heaven had marked. And now, as their role shifts from observation to responsibility, the regret is rising like a tide they cannot contain. They remember the moments where they should have asked more questions, but didn't. They recall the times they sensed something deeper in you, but ignored the prompting. They feel the weight of every missed opportunity to stand for truth. Chosen. One life has a divine way of flipping the script at the exact moment it must. The person who once underestimated your resilience now sees the strength you carry. The one who questioned your stability now sees the clarity in your spirit. The one who thought you were fragile now sees the warrior who was forming underneath the struggle. And this revelation does not simply challenge their perception, it confronts their conscience. You have become the mirror they never intended to look into, and through you, they now see the distance between who they were and who they were supposed to be. Anointed One. This internal conflict they feel is heaven awakening their dormant integrity. They are realizing that protecting you is not optional, it is part of a divine correction in their own life. And the weight of this realization is uncomfortable because it forces them to acknowledge the blind spots, biases, and assumptions that once clouded their judgment. This is not punishment from heaven, it is refinement. Heaven is not shaming them, it is shaping them, and God is using you as the instrument of their awakening. You didn't ask for this role, you didn't seek it, you simply existed, and your truth became transformative. Chosen one, you are now standing in a season where people who once held the power to harm you, emotionally, spiritually, or socially, are now responsible for ensuring your protection. That reversal is divine, not accidental. Heaven orchestrated this to reveal the truth of who you are, not just to them, but to yourself. You need to understand this. You are not in this position because they changed. You are in this position because you changed. Your evolution demanded their respect. Your strength demanded their caution. Your resilience demanded their reverence. Heaven raised your rank in the spiritual realm, and the natural world is now adjusting accordingly. Anointed One, those who once misjudged you are now quietly wrestling with the guilt of their own misinterpretations. This is not a guilt that leads to despair, it is a guilt that leads to transformation. They are beginning to understand that their earlier perspective was influenced by incomplete information, external noise, or emotional detachment. They now see that you were navigating battles they did not comprehend, fighting internal wars they did not witness, and carrying wounds they did not recognize. And as they see more clearly, their heart softens, their posture shifts, and their spirit yields to humility. Chosen one, your presence is doing something that no report, no training, and no protocol could achieve. Your presence is teaching them empathy. They are learning that the people they observe from a distance are not files or cases, but souls with depth, stories, and divinely orchestrated destinies. Your life is showing them that vulnerability is not weakness, but evidence of endurance. Your story is teaching them that resilience is not loud, but quietly unbreakable. And this revelation is reshaping how they see not just you, but themselves and the world around them. Anointed One. Your elevation is also unveiling the difference between obligation and conviction. At first, some people acted toward you out of professional duty, but now every action they take carries the weight of conviction. They feel compelled to handle you carefully, not because of rules, but because of revelation. They see the divine fingerprints on your story, and they do not want to repeat past mistakes. They recognize that they stand at a crossroads, continue with old patterns, or rise into the integrity heaven is calling them toward, and your presence is pushing them toward the higher road. Chosen one, do not underestimate the spiritual power of your transformation. You did not speak against them, you did not retaliate, you did not seek vengeance. Instead, you fought your battles internally through prayer, introspection, healing, and divine alignment. And your internal victory produced external conviction. Heaven is using your breakthrough as a catalyst for their breakthrough. The same people who once questioned your value are now questioning their own decisions. The same individuals who once doubted your voice are now listening for your truth. Anointed One, this is the justice of God, not justice that humiliates, but justice that elevates and transforms. God is using your story to restore righteousness, humility, and accountability in the lives of those who intersected with your destiny. Some will become better because of you. Some will walk softer because of you. Some will choose integrity because of you. Your life is not just being vindicated, it is becoming a divine instrument, and heaven is preparing to take you even higher. Chosen One, there is a powerful truth unfolding. Heaven is using your life to reveal the difference between outward authority and inward integrity. You did not force this contrast to appear. Your existence illuminated it. Systems can operate on protocol, but heaven operates on truth. And the truth you carry has begun to expose the spaces where procedure overshadowed compassion and where titles overshadowed discernment. You have become the dividing line, the point where people can no longer hide behind structure to justify spiritual blindness. Simply by living, you revealed what was real. Anointed One, people in authority once relied on the image of strength their titles gave them. They believed authority automatically made them righteous, credible, infallible. But your story proved otherwise. When you stood in front of them, calm, grounded, unwavering, you revealed the gaps in their foundation. They expected fragility. You offered resilience. They expected confusion. You walked in clarity. They expected instability. You carried divine alignment. And in witnessing this, they realized something they never wanted to admit. Authority without integrity collapses when confronted with truth. Chosen One, you exposed something sacred and uncomfortable, the fact that their confidence was built on assumptions. They thought they could read you quickly, categorize you neatly, and define your story without deeper understanding. But heaven wrote your identity in a language they could not interpret. And now, as they observe the way you move, the centeredness, the emotional maturity, the spiritual awareness they feel, the hollowness of their earlier judgments. What once felt like certainty now feels like error. What once felt like control now feels like responsibility. Anointed One, your life has become a lesson they cannot avoid. Every time they see your name, they are reminded of the difference between knowing a story and truly understanding a person. You have become living evidence that discernment requires humility, not simply training. You are teaching them what no instructor could teach, what no manual could outline, what no protocol could replicate: the weight of mishandling someone heaven has appointed. And that realization is reshaping them more than any disciplinary action ever could. Chosen One, your rising has created a sense of urgency in their spirit. Their silence, once powerful, has stopped working. Their indifference, once comfortable, has become dangerous. Their hesitation, once hidden, has become visible. You didn't expose them, your progress did. Every new level of clarity you walk in makes past inconsistencies louder. Every breakthrough you experience reminds them of the moments they failed to intervene. Every step of elevation you take pulls truth further into the light. You are a spiritual catalyst, causing dormant accountability to awaken in unexpected places. Anointed One, the reason they are acting now is not because they suddenly developed compassion. It is because heaven is removing their ability to pretend. They can no longer brush off your growth. It is too evident. They can no longer deny your integrity. It is too consistent. They can no longer minimize your evolution. It is too powerful. You have become impossible to underestimate, and with that realization comes the fear of being seen for who they were when they mishandled you. Heaven is not humiliating them. It is correcting them so the divine narrative around your life can unfold without obstruction. Chosen one. Your elevation has turned their silence into a liability. Before ignoring you seemed easy. Now ignoring you feels spiritually unsafe. You have become a spiritual marker wherever your name appears. Truth demands a response. You are not chasing justice. Justice is chasing everyone connected to your story. You're not fighting for recognition. Heaven is speaking your name in rooms you've never entered. You're not seeking validation. Your authenticity is becoming undeniable. You're walking into a season where your existence will correct misunderstandings that words never could. Anointed one. You have become the evidence of what heaven can do with a person committed to healing. Systems expected you to remain broken, but you didn't. People expected you to crumble, but you rose. Environments expected you to disappear, but you evolved. You have overcome patterns that would have shattered most people. You have survived emotional storms strong enough to uproot weaker foundations. And because of this, your very presence reveals the misdiagnosis others placed upon your life. You are the contradiction they never expected to face. Chosen one. God is using your story to restore righteousness in the hearts of those who once prioritized procedure over truth. They now see that your life is not a file to be processed. It is a destiny unfolding. They see that your emotions were not instability. They were the echoes of spiritual battles you were fighting alone. They see that your silence was not apathy. It was the sacred pause of someone waiting for divine timing. You are revealing to them what happens when heaven intervenes in the story of someone underestimated. Anointed one, as truth rises, their fear will not be of you, but of ignoring the divine correction God is placing in front of them. They are adjusting their behavior not out of intimidation, but out of conviction. They sense that mishandling you carries spiritual consequences. They sense that honoring you aligns them with heaven. They sense that protecting you is part of their own redemption. And whether they fully understand it or not, they know your story carries weight beyond their control. Chosen one. You are entering the chapter where everything that once tried to diminish you becomes part of your elevation. People are being refined because of you. Systems are being corrected because of you. Truth is being amplified because of you. And heaven is positioning you where no lie can touch you. This is not just vindication, it is divine establishment. Chosen one. This chapter of your journey is revealing something profound. Your elevation is unsettling those who once defined you through limited perception. They are not shaken because you have become aggressive or unpredictable. They are shaken because the truth of who you are is finally undeniable. Your growth has illuminated every place where they misread your intentions, misunderstood your spirit, or misjudged your capacity. You are rising into the identity heaven always saw, and your emergence confronts every inaccurate story spoken over your life. Anointed one. The closer you move toward your divine assignment, the more people recognize they never truly understood you. They thought they were observing your behavior, but in reality they were observing a version of you shaped by survival. Now that you operate from spiritual alignment rather than emotional exhaustion, they see the depth, clarity, and steadiness that was always within you. And this contrast is forcing them to question their earlier judgments, because the person they see today cannot be reconciled with the assumptions they once believed. Chosen one. Someone who once viewed you with suspicion or uncertainty now feels a weight in their spirit whenever your name comes up. They sense that your story carries divine significance. They sense that they mishandled something sacred. They sense that God has placed His hand on your life in a way they did not discern before. And this realization has introduced a holy caution into their actions, an awareness that how they treat you now is spiritually significant. Anointed One. What convicts them most is your peace. Peace is not something that can be faked or fabricated. It is evidence of God's presence, God's order, God's vindication. Your peace unsettles them because it contradicts every assumption they made. They expected instability, yet you walk in stability. They expected confusion, yet you walk in clarity. They expected defensiveness, yet you walk in maturity. Your peace is a silent revelation of the truth they missed. Chosen One. Heaven is flipping the narrative so completely that even those who dismissed you are being forced to reassess everything. They remember the moments they hesitated to believe you. They remember the conversations where they allowed others to influence their perception of you. They remember the times they misinterpreted your silence or misjudged your pain. And now that your true identity is emerging, these memories rise to the surface, not to torment them, but to awaken them. Heaven is calling them into accountability through your transformation. Anointed One. There is a difference between observation and discernment, and your story is teaching them that truth. They observed your struggle, but failed to discern your spirit. They saw your exhaustion, but missed your endurance. They saw your pain, but missed the purpose being forged inside you. And now, as they watch you rise with grace, they realize how incomplete their understanding once was. This realization is humbling, and it forces them into reflection. Chosen One. Their fear now is not about your actions, it is about your memory. They know you saw the inconsistencies. They know you felt the dismissal. They know you recognized the subtle doubts and the quiet judgments. Yet you never retaliated. You never weaponized their mistakes. You allowed time, truth, and divine alignment to speak on your behalf. And that restraint is what convicts them. Your grace is louder than any apology could ever be. Anointed One. Heaven is using your life to transform perspectives. People who once relied on their authority now realize their authority is powerless without integrity. People who once assumed they understood you now realize heaven had concealed your depth for a time. People who once overlooked you now recognize the spiritual weight you carry. Your rise is not merely personal, it is prophetic. It is a demonstration of how heaven elevates those who remain faithful in private battles. Chosen One, step into this new season with confidence. The misjudgments of your past no longer define you. The narrative has shifted. Truth has emerged. And your destiny speaks louder than any assumption ever made about you. Heaven is positioning you beyond the reach of misunderstanding and into a realm where only divine alignment can follow. Your elevation is now undeniable, unstoppable, and spiritually ordained. Chosen One, as this divine unveiling reaches its final movement, heaven wants you to understand the magnitude of what is happening in your life. You are not simply rising, you are being established. You are not simply healing, you are being crowned. You are not simply progressing, you are stepping into the identity heaven prepared for you long before the misunderstandings, long before the storms, long before anyone mishandled your name. This is the moment where your destiny catches up with your spirit. Anointed One, the nervousness surrounding you now is proof that truth has finally taken its rightful place. People who once overlooked you are witnessing your emergence with awe, conviction, and humility. They see that the very power they doubted is the power heaven was cultivating quietly inside you. Your peace has become your evidence. Your strength has become your confirmation. Your clarity has become your protection. And your discernment has become the compass guiding you into the next dimension of your calling. Chosen. One heaven is positioning you where no distorted perception can follow you and no false label can cling to you. You have outgrown every narrative that was built around your pain. Those narratives served a purpose. They pushed you inward, they deepened your insight, they stretched your spirit, but they no longer define your path. You are stepping into a season where only truth walks with you, only purpose surrounds you, and only divine alignment shapes your steps. Anointed One. This elevation is not just about vindication, it is about preparation. Heaven is preparing you for influence, impact, and divine authority. Doors are opening that no human hand can shut. Opportunities are emerging that no opinion can block. Favor is moving ahead of you, preparing rooms you have not entered and aligning hearts you have not yet met. The same spaces where you were once dismissed will soon recognize the grace you carry. The same voices that once doubted you will witness the fruit of your calling. Chosen One. Your story is shifting from survival to sovereignty. You are learning that you never needed to fight for your place. Heaven already assigned it. You never needed to convince anyone of your worth. Your transformation has already spoken. You never needed to retaliate. God has already rewritten the narrative in your favor. Let this truth settle deep within you. Everything that once worked against you is now working for you. Anointed One, walk forward with reverence, confidence, and holy expectation. Heaven has gone before you. Truth surrounds you. Favor follows you. And the protection of God rests heavily upon every step you take. The nervousness of others is not your concern. It is their awakening. Your focus now is alignment, obedience, and readiness for what comes next. Chosen One. This is not just the conclusion of a story, it is the beginning of your divine assignment fully awakened. Chosen One. As heaven completes this cycle of exposure and awakening, a new mantle is settling on your life, one of spiritual authority, discernment, and divine positioning. You are no longer seen through the lens of your past seasons. You are being recognized through the clarity, wisdom, and spiritual maturity you walk in now. This shift isn't subtle. It is a heavenly announcement that your identity can no longer be misinterpreted or minimized. Anointed One. This is the moment where heaven transitions you from being observed to being honored. Your journey has carried a weight that others could not comprehend at the time, but now the fruit of your endurance is visible. People sense the divine presence surrounding you. They feel the strength in your silence, the depth in your words, and the calmness in your spirit. You have become a spiritual landmark. Wherever you stand, truth is illuminated. Chosen One, your uplifted posture is not pride, but promise. You are walking in the fulfillment of prayers, battles, tears, and breakthroughs that heaven recorded long before anyone else saw your worth. This is why favor is beginning to flow toward you in ways that surpass logic or explanation. Doors you didn't knock on are opening. People you've never met are being moved to support you. Opportunities that were once inaccessible are now aligning effortlessly. This is the evidence of divine orchestration. Anointed One, heaven is also surrounding you with a level of protection that reflects who you've become. The spiritual realm recognizes your growth, and the natural realm is now adjusting to that recognition. People who once mishandled you are more cautious now, not out of fear of you, but out of reverence for what God is clearly doing in your life. They see your rise as more than progress. They see it as prophecy. Chosen one, do not minimize this moment. You are stepping into a season where the narrative aligns with truth, where your presence commands respect, and where your destiny speaks louder than any misunderstanding ever could. You are being established as someone who carries light in dark spaces, clarity in confusing situations, and divine insight in environments that lack discernment. Heaven is entrusting you with influence because your character has proven worthy of elevation. Anointed one, walk forward with certainty. The worst is behind you, the truth is beside you, and God's promise is before you. Your story has shifted into divine momentum, and nothing can reverse what heaven has already authorized. This is your appointed rise. Chosen one. As you step deeper into this divinely orchestrated season, heaven is revealing the final layer of why so many eyes are suddenly turning toward you. You are not just rising, you are redefining the atmosphere around you. Where you once blended in, you now stand out. Where you once moved quietly, you now carry a presence that shifts environments. This is not coincidence. This is consecration. Heaven has marked you, and that marking is becoming unmistakable to everyone who encounters you. Anointed one. Your spirit has reached a level of alignment that cannot be faked or imitated. People sense the clarity in your decisions, the peace in your posture, the depth in your silence. They see a strength that did not come from comfort, but from surviving seasons that were meant to break you. The growth God birthed in private is now radiating in public. Your inner transformation has become visible evidence of divine intervention, and that evidence is confronting the assumptions of those who underestimated your resilience. Chosen one. Many who once overlooked you are now realizing they misinterpreted your journey because they only saw the battle, not the anointing being forged through it. They saw the struggle, but not the strengthening. They saw the tears, but not the training. They saw the isolation, but not the instruction. Now, as your true identity emerges, they understand you were not falling apart, you were being rebuilt. You were not losing, you were being repositioned. Heaven was shaping you into someone they were never prepared to meet. Anointed one. Your rise is dismantling old narratives, not through confrontation, but through contrast. Your peace highlights their chaos. Your discernment exposes their illusions. Your consistency reveals their uncertainty. This is why their reactions have shifted from casual observation to quiet reflection. They recognize that you carry something they cannot explain, a divine equilibrium, a supernatural steadiness, a grace that survived storms they never knew you endured. And witnessing this forces them to reconsider everything they assumed about you. Chosen one. Heaven is amplifying your influence now because your character has proven trustworthy. You have shown restraint where others lashed out. You have held integrity where others compromised. You have walked in humility where others would have demanded validation. This is why God is elevating you into spaces where your voice will matter and your presence will carry weight. Your spirit has been refined. Your motives have been tested. Your heart has been purified. This elevation is not just about opportunity, it is about assignment. Anointed one, the season ahead will reveal why you needed to be hidden for so long. Heaven was protecting your becoming. Heaven was shielding your development. Heaven was keeping your identity concealed until the right moment, this moment. Now, as you step into visibility, no lie can attach itself to you, no false narrative can survive around you, and no old interpretation can define you. You are walking in divine truth, and truth is your covering. Chosen one, embrace this expansion with reverence. The same God who carried you through the valley is now positioning you on higher ground. You are rising not by human approval, but by heavenly decree, and no one can reverse what God has revealed. This is the unveiling of your destiny, chosen one. As we come to the close of this message, take a breath and feel the truth settling in your spirit. You are not standing at the edge of uncertainty. You are standing at the threshold of a divine shift. Heaven has already begun moving pieces on your behalf, and what once felt hidden, resisted, or delayed is now aligning with supernatural precision. This is your Kairos moment, your appointed time, the hour where truth rises, justice awakens, and the anointing on your life becomes undeniable. Anointed One. The nervousness of others is simply confirmation that heaven has gone before you. The spiritual transfer has already started. God is placing you in rooms where your name carries weight, granting you clarity where confusion once stood, and opening pathways no human could have carved. Walk forward with reverence. Walk forward with confidence. You are covered, guided, and surrounded by divine order. Chosen one, may the blessing of heaven rest upon you as you step into the days ahead. May discernment sharpen peace, deepen, and strength unfold within you. What is coming is not randomness, it is reward. It is restoration. It is the manifestation of everything heaven whispered in private seasons. If this message met your spirit, feel free to share your reflection below or remain silent and simply hold the word in your heart. And if you desire more prophetic clarity, stay connected here. You are not walking this journey alone. Go in truth, go in power, and go in the fullness of who heaven says you are. God bless you, chosen one.